My name is Cole Gill, and I'm the founder of Labor Voices. We're a for-profit abolitionist startup corporation. We're building a Yelp-like system for workers and supply chains around the world to rate their employers. Then we mine that data for brands, for labor market intelligence for brands. Now, I got into this work from my background in the US State Department, doing labor and CSR work for them. How I stumbled there from my previous career as a semiconductor physicist is another story. There are more slaves today than at any time in human history. These folks lost $20 billion last year in missed wages alone. That's $2 billion more than we give in foreign aid. Slavery is just one slice of a broad spectrum of trapped workers. Usually it happens like this. A recruiter will come to a village or a slum and offer a sweet deal. The worker borrows a bunch of money to buy their job. But by the time they get to where they're going, their wages can't cover the payments and they can't leave because their family is held hostage by this recruiter, loan shark trafficking network. Now, you and I all care about this, but who else really cares? Well, last year, we saw that a rash of suicides in the semiconductor industry. In the garment industry, we see riots on a regular basis. And this auto executive, and just this year, the steel executive were both murdered by their own workers. Walmart shareholders just a couple of weeks ago demanded labor transparency in Walmart's supply chain. And by 2012, California has already passed legislation that California will mandate labor transparency in all major supply chains. Similar legislation is on its way through the US Congress, and there's already legislation tied on to the financial reform package to mandate this for minerals tracing. So who cares about this? Brands do, now more than ever. Brands hire social auditors to clean up this mess. But they're not solving the problem because these social auditors have large conflicts of interest and they're not innovative. These folks are the engine of our global economy, the next global middle class. If we want decent work in workplaces around the world, we all need to know whom to trust. At Labor Voices, we believe that transparency, from the factory floor to the corporate boardroom and beyond, even to the village square and the point of sale, will help brands and workers find and choose decent work. Labor Voices is a platform that turns worker opinion into labor market intelligence. It's a system that works like this. We offer a free Yelp-like system to workers so that they can rate their employers. They call us using the phones that they already own, not smartphones, on a system as easy to use as your voicemail. They ask us questions, we gather answers, we gather their questions, we survey them, and we follow up. Then we provide that intelligence, of course, to workers, but we also mine that for labor market intelligence that goes to brands. Now, we use this in a J.D. Power-like model. So during an embargo period, we sell access to that intelligence, but then after the embargo period, we publish our work to hold ourselves and everyone else accountable. We're giving brands an X-ray into their own supply chains. And we're doing it in an independent way that's cheaper and more continuous than the competition. Now, just a word about our competition, these social auditors. When I present this as a product that social auditors can use in their own product, the response I get back is, and I quote, "I've been waiting for a product like this for 10 years. So there's a huge market, not just in the brands, but also among our competition. We want this data to flow to consumers like you and me through apps like these that are already on the market. Imagine scanning a pair of jeans with your phone before you buy them and getting a testimonial from a worker who made that pair of jeans. Imagine being able to connect to that worker directly. That's what we want to do. We've got a pilot project in India where we've been working with construction workers so far. Now we've learned a lot of lessons on the social and tech side, especially the critical role of our local partners. We're now moving into the export-oriented garment industry. And we'll be focusing on garment and footwear for the foreseeable. We've also proud to announce a partnership with the Not For Sale campaign, the makers of this consumer-facing, let me move this way so you can see it, consumer-facing anti-slavery iPhone app. Now, social auditors only cover about 10% of the total market. We'll cover the entire market with a total addressable revenue of $600 million from labor inspections alone. We'll do that by entering the market at the low end and dropping our prices by a factor of 10 at scale. We'll drop our costs even further. We've got a rapid revenue growth path, but as you can see, we're still dwarfed by our total addressable market. Even if we address the entire labor inspection market that we project, we've got an inspection army that we could address a lot of other issues with, including quality, counterfeiting, even minerals tracing, giving us a serious run at this larger $50 billion third-party inspection market. And for every dollar of revenue that we pull in, workers' wages collectively go up by $30. And that's revenue, not investment. So a 1 to 30 ratio. When employers have to compete for workers, workers win. We've got a great team on board. We've got serious firepower with our CTO from Red Hat, who's here he can speak with you as well. He's right here in the room. If anyone is going to build the abolitionist corporation of the future, these are the folks to do it. We're looking for $750K to build our next generation of product, fill out our first tier of customers, and take over the world. We're building the inspection army of today for the labor market intelligence of the future. But most importantly, we're helping workers help each other. If we do our job right, we'll win the loyalty and respect of the next global middle class. We're Labor Voices. Join us.